All right, folks. So we're going to head out on the trail here. Nice little easy start so you can get used to the Bronco, feel how it works, how it drives. Because a lot of you probably have never even been in a Bronco or driven one before today, right?
Yes, yes, yes. Oh my goodness. Woo. Woo. Hey gearheads, do us a favor. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss a future video that drops from us. While you're at it, go check us out on Instagram and Facebook, both at GT Garage Talk, to see more behind the scenes footage and pictures of what we're driving next. And if you want to listen to the podcast for even more behind the scenes content from various different events, go to gtgaragetalk.com. Hey gearheads, I am in Bronco heaven right now. Ford was gracious enough to invite us out to their Off-Roadeo off-road park, and we are just outside of Austin, Texas, with not just these two Broncos, but as I survey the lands around me, we've got Bronco Sports and various trim levels of the Bronco out here. And myself and some other journalists from across Texas have been out on the trails driving these. Unfortunately, these have already been to the wash bay and they're all cleaned up, but we had a lot of fun putting some dirt on them. In fact, I've got one of my friends here that was in the trail ride right behind me. So what was it like eating my dust, Brian?
A lot of dust and a lot of wheel spin coming from you in particular.
Yeah?
No one else can know that problem but you, but yeah.
Power!
Yeah, I also had an instructor with me telling me when to lock and unlock, so that's not really fair.
So, you had a cheat sheet just riding with you.
And a disconnecting sway bar. I don't think you had that, right?
No, I did not.
Okay.
So, this is Brian from Brake Check Show. If you haven't already, go check out their channel, subscribe to them because they're doing some awesome stuff in the DFW area, and we'll put links to their stuff down in the description below. So, I was in a two-door Velocity Blue Wildtrak. What were you driving?
I was driving a two-door soft top with the aftermarket best top, Badlands with the Sasquatch package, which means 2.7 twin turbo, 10-speed auto, and then all the off-road goodies.
So I had the same powertrain as you, but I was missing the disconnectable sway bar, or stay bar as Ford calls it. And
I thought he was misspeaking earlier, but no, that's really what they're calling it.
Yeah, this antimatter blue one is pretty sweet as well.
This antimatter blue, when you get the sun on it, is blue, and when you don't, it is black.
Yeah.
And that is kind of the hat trick of it. So be ready for that if you're looking for it.
So you and I were both in two doors. What were your thoughts on the maneuverability out there?
Breeze. And if you use you had this option too, where you could, my instructor called it the giggle button, and basically it'll lock the inside rear tire of whichever direction you're turning. You can turn 40% sharper. Yeah,
that was insane. So, you know, we've gotten a lot of comments on our Bronco content about newbies getting out there and experiencing this, or inexperienced people getting out there and hitting the trails, or I don't need all those fancy gadgets. So you old timers with all the cameras and fancy technology kind of roll your eyes. Also, I kind of rolled my eyes at it too until I experienced it. Like you said, the giggle button is a very apt term.
By the way, this is newbie proof.
Right.
I'm going to say this is newbie proof. And that's kind of its hat trick, right? Now, for the old fogies that don't want to use that, you can still leave the modes and not Baja or not rock crawl. You can just turn the stability control off and control the diffs on your own. So you're not discarded in this affair. So.
Right, and so the joy of it, making it newbie proof, is most everything is electronic in this.
Right.
Even selecting your drive mode, so 4 high, 4 low, all that stuff is electronically controlled so that as you turn that GOAT mode dial, goes over all terrains. As you turn that, it figures out exactly 4 high, 4 low, what you need to be in for auto. It disconnects the stay bar if you need it. It locks the diffs if you need it. But all that is infinitely customizable.
Totally, so you're not locked into those. So think of those as presets. The GOAT modes are presets for the train that you think you're going on. If you know better than the computer or you just don't want to use it, you don't have to.
Right.
And that's the beauty of it, because I'm the kind of guy that goes, turn that computer off. I don't want my inputs filtered. But I will say I surrendered to the computer on this today in several instances, and it just did a good job. And so it's one of those things where you can make this a rental vehicle. If you have a company in Moab where you've always had Wranglers forever, this is probably going to be a safer option because it's more customizable for someone who's a little bit new to it, and it's kind of dummy proof. It's hard to mess up.
All right, so last thing on this, we've been talking about all the technology, all the accessories, all the modes, all the things. Really awesome built-in feature are the auxiliary switches up top. So the toggle feel of them is just right.
It feels tactile.
Yeah, like you're like launching in a plane or something.
Right, a Hummer would have this and it would feel right at home.
Right. You drive a first-gen Raptor.
I do, yeah.
We did a little rally course, both driving ourselves and a little higher, faster-paced version with the instructors driving. It's
called the Fun Haver section.
Yes.
Because it's made by Von Gittin Jr. and Sean Healy, which
he helped set up this entire course.
Yeah.
But how does it compare? Is there some Raptor DNA built into these guys?
There is, and it really comes down to the independent front suspension. Now, a couple differential things between my Raptor and this is my Raptor would never fit on this trail, which is a very big plus of this thing. Makes me like it a lot.
Right.
The Wrangler would have struggled out there. I'm not trying to call out directly, but that's the competition of this.
Right.
And that's where and obviously we're on a course designed by Ford. For this Ford, we're gonna highlight those things. I still think if you're doing only rock crawling and articulation is key and simplicity, the Wrangler's probably the tool for you.
Especially with that solid front axle.
Totally. I don't think that these are as direct competitors as we think.
Right.
Because I think it's the right tool for the right job. If you live on the Rubicon Trail, the Wrangler's for you.
Right.
If you live anywhere else and you actually go to the grocery store daily and you want to give this to someone who doesn't want to deal with solid axle life, there's no giving up on this. There's no compromise. It's really good.
So, on our channel we have Team Jeep, Team Bronco. Having experienced it firsthand now, Team Jeep or Team Bronco?
First of all, I'm going to flip it on you because everyone asks you this all day. What are you now? I know my answer.
I am seeing the light, both metaphorically and physically. But to your point, I think true hardcore, old school, I'm still
I get it.
Kind of playing it in that Team Jeep.
Yeah.
I like the manual actuating of
the transfer case.
Right.
And you can't do that at all on the Bronco. They're all button control.
Right.
So, yeah.
So this is definitely a daily livable on a scale that the Wrangler can't be because of some of their no compromise.
Sure.
But the current JL
awesome.
Changed the game for Wrangler. Yeah. So I am moving along that scale.
Okay, I'll say the JL made this thing possible.
Yes.
Because if it wasn't as good as it was, this would not be as good as it is.
Right.
It's kind of like the TRX and then the Raptor. They're mutually accountable. For most people, this is going to be a better place to be. It's definitely more comfortable.
Yep.
The seat is much more comfortable. The only issue right now is you can't seem to buy one with a good top option because they seem now, granted, the internet makes everything seem worse than it is, but hard tops creak sometimes and the soft tops they're a little loose on the sides. Give it a year. That's my suggestion to people. You can't get one now anyways, but get in line now for 22 when you can, and all that stuff will be sorted. It'll be a great, great package.
Overall impressions, 3 words.
I love it.
There you go.
There it is.
And we are at the end. More of that, please. Yes, 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 yes. All right, gearheads, coming to you from Ford's Off-Roadeo Bronco event. Thank you so much for watching. Catch you next time.